What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the B3 Podcast. I'm your host, Brett. I got Matt, GPT, and Tanner back to the head.
Ooh, back to giving? Or the? Okay.
He didn't like the comeback kid.
I'm back.
The came back kid.
He's been back.
Been here for years.
Don't call it a comeback. We have our show partners, Elite Nutrition. Check them out at EliteNutritionOmaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. You can go to the store in Omaha or Lincoln and yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
And also 10% off. Mm-hmm. We also have Rosewood Block to make the best cutting boards and barbecue, fully customizable. Check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there also. And D&D Beef, they're local to Omaha, but they ship nationwide. Check them out at dndbeef.com. Use code B3 there also. And Omaha Barbell, the real Midwest Mecca and friendly environment.
Depending.
I think we have the friendliest front desk staff there is.
I am a greeter. Do I count?
He does talk to everybody.
Mm-hmm. I have friends.
So you're not going to be here Monday when that dude brings the food in, huh?
I'm not.
He's going to be so mad. I'll give him your number.
Well, we did find the restaurant. It looks, I mean, it looks like kind of a big deal.
The Bare Bones website looks pretty good. Yeah. It doesn't list who the chef is, so we don't know.
I don't know if he's the chef or a chef.
I couldn't tell if he said head chef. I thought he said the head chef. I don't know.
Maybe you're going to get some tiki masala.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty solid.
And probably diarrhea, so there's that.
Maybe, I don't know.
You can't eat anything anymore. You can't eat jalapenos now. You can't eat anything. It's all just diarrhea.
Well, I can eat jalapenos because I grow them in my own fucking garden.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. you saw my garden beds. I got a freaking setup out there.
I did. What was that comedian said that when they were talking about the diarrhea lettuce, they were talking to, it's like the comedian's talking about, and then when they went to the Midwest, they were all like, way ahead of you. Like, don't eat the vegetables, way ahead of you.
It's true.
It always starts with a salad, though. Like every food outbreak.
Dude,
like,
Justin Groff told me that years ago. If you want E. coli, eat fucking produce at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah. Now it's a salmonella and the jalapenos at Chipotle.
Well, and anytime you go to any restaurant, like any fat, the lettuce and the tomatoes are like the most low quality you're going to get. Like the tomatoes are always like mushy and like that yellow color.
Yeah.
And the lettuce is just like always like stringy and warm lettuce is gross anyway.
Ugh.
Warm lettuce is gross.
Yeah. Who wants that shit on a taco anyway?
Lucky. Nope.
Yeah.
Good.
The only time I'm really like getting some salad bar is like if you go to like a nice steakhouse and have a salad bar, like the Drover, like the Legacy Chop House. Otherwise,
I wonder why steakhouses typically have salad bars.
I don't know. Ruby Tuesdays used to have a killer salad bar, though.
Is it still around anywhere?
I don't know if there's any left. There was that one in Bellevue for a long time, and then that one closed, I think. They used to have a pretty solid salad bar, though. Tanner doesn't go places, though, so we can't ask him.
He grows his own.
Are you packing a cooler full of your own food to take to Florida so you don't have to go out to eat?
No, we are stopping at a pub. we are going to stop at a Publix, though.
I think I banned at a Publix in Nashville because I just destroyed their bathroom there. Like, I was in there for a while. I'm pretty sure I'm banned. There's just going to be, I'll walk in sometime like, sir, you have to go.
Yeah, you cannot use the bathroom.
Yeah. Your picture and smell are never forgotten.
Ruby Tuesdays filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2020. Closed hundreds of restaurants.
I was going to say, but
they're still around in some places.
Yeah, I was going to say, bankruptcy means different things to different people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chapter 11 is a restructuring of debt.
Mm-hmm. It's not like a total gone.
Yeah.
So you can still get the garden or the garden bar.
Oh yeah, they had this one. It was like a broccoli bacon cheddar salad. It was really good.
I did see this thing that said that if you're like in your 40s or 50s and you're looking for a job, just put down that you were like high level at Kmart or Sears because they can't verify it anyways.
Nice. I would held a management position. I managed to miss a lot of work.
I remember Kmart. Yeah.
Kmart was awesome.
Dude, Kmart's marketing campaign was awesome when they did the ship your pants one.
Yeah, I shipped my pants.
Yeah, you can ship your pants right here if you want to. I just ship my pants. Yeah, they did great. And then they just went under. They had the blue light special.
They had a lot of Kmart restructured a couple times. Didn't they merge with Sears and then go out together?
Something. And
yes.
And then is it Lowe's that bought Craftsman?
62, the first Kmart opened. They were peak in the 90s.
Yeah. Big K.
Filed Chapter 11 in 2002. Merged with Sears in 2005. In 2018, Sears Holdings filed for bankruptcy. Kmart started to disappear between 19 and 24. And on October 20th, 2024, the last full-size Kmart in the U.S. mainland closed.
Wah, wah,
Bum, bum,
wah.
bum.
I blame Walmart.
There's full-size Kmart still in Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and smaller stores in Kendall Lakes, Florida.
Oh. Huh. So it's not the big K.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the Kmart.
They were known for their blue light specials, Martha Stewart Home Goods,
Oh, that didn't
Layaway
help.
at Christmas, and apparently Little Caesars inside the stores.
I don't remember that.
They did. They had a Little
Really?
Caesars. Yeah.
I don't remember that shit.
I just remember shopping at Mall of the Bluffs and going to Sbarro's.
Dude,
Sbarro's
the
was
Philadelphia airport has a Sbarro's.
good. It's not bad. It's pretty solid.
I was really disappointed. Like, I didn't get the food there, but like I was really disappointed that like the pizza was like meh looking.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
it's airport pizza, so I mean, it's not going to be great. But
The food court at the Mall of the Bluffs was always pretty legit. But yeah, the Sbarro's was like the first time I ever saw like the double crust pizza.
double crust,
We had the crust on top and bottom,
like a pie.
basically.
Huh.
I'm sure it was somewhere else first, but that's the first place I had seen it.
Yeah, I just remember they had like big pizza slices. I was
Yeah,
like, fuck
yeah, they weren't stingy.
No, they're like Costco slices.
I used to go to the food court at Mall of the Bluffs and go to Imperial Palace like every day when I was in college. Get a couple crab rangoons for the road.
Ooh, to make it to the next place.
To go back to school and then eat it during class, just real crunchy and loud during class.
Mall Chinese food was always good.
Dude, and that kid, after a while, it's when you go to a place, they start to know you, then they they hook you up with a little extra. You know what I mean?
They do.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
It was like, oh, you get like 2 handfuls of shit versus like 1.5.
Sbarro still has 700 locations worldwide.
I had a fat guy teach me one time that when you go to like Chipotle and those places and you're going to get double meat, wait till they put the first scoop in because it'll be like heaping and then be like, oh, can I get double meat? And then be like, make sure it's the same size as that first scoop you gave me
Yeah.
because they get fucking stingy on the double meat.
And I don't get it. You're paying for it.
Well, they fucking make you pay for everything there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want some lettuce that's going to make you shit? That's $1 extra
Yeah.
And where?
at Chipotle. Which is the one that stopped charging for
I think
stuff.
diarrhea lettuce is free, but
Yeah.
everything else they're definitely charging you for it.
Non-diarrhea lettuce. Like, that costs money.
Yeah. We're going to talk about, was it something about our 40-year-old sale? What did we say? What every 40-year-old should be doing in the gym or, yeah.
Should start by being there.
Yeah. Number one, you should be there.
Yeah.
I was talking about some of the other day, one of my clients we were talking about, like, I think the problem is when a lot of people retire, they don't have anything because their job was their whole life. And they don't have
Are we
a hobby.
retiring at 40?
This is going to lead to that.
Okay. My
But I
fault.
think they, just shut up. Okay.
Got excited.
I think people don't have hobbies. I think it's better now, but I think you look at people like our parents' age, they don't really have hobbies. So, like, most of their time was work. Like, you can't call, like, your yard care or your gardening because you were already doing that. You know what I mean? Probably. But, like, they would just work all day and then go home, mow the lawn, or go home and eat and watch TV and go to bed or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have, like, hobbies.
Yeah.
And I mean like a hobby you enjoy, not like I go home and fix shit at the house all the time. Like that's not like really a hobby. And I think like working out is a good hobby, obviously. But I think along those ways are things like by starting them when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. That's a hobby you can keep doing. That's what I was talking about with my client. Hobbies you can keep doing as you get older. Like,
Golf.
yeah, you can be 70 in golf. Like Matt and I doing some of the shooting stuff. We've seen some elders down there shooting. Like those
Fuck
guys,
yeah, still
keep
killing
doing
it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think working out is one of the good hobbies you can put in there. Plus, it's going to benefit you, obviously, along the way.
Well, Doug didn't start working out until after he was done with his career.
Yeah. Doug's a busy dude, though, just hauling kids around everywhere.
Yeah.
Kids. Yeah. But yeah, I think just when we've talked about the importance of the working out, the different mobility stuff, I don't know.
Well, I think when you, especially if you have been lifting for a long time and stuff to do, like as you get older, is I think it's okay to like change
Yeah.
your workout styles. I think it's okay to change how you're doing things. I had to move my bench press, like I'm very narrow grip now because my shoulders suck. And I think a lot of times people are like, oh, well, I hurt, so I just like quit doing things. Like if your knees suck, you don't have to squat. You don't have to like traditionally squat. You can box squat. You can use a hack squat machine. You can just do other leg things that don't involve your knees.
Well, yeah, and I think the other part of that too is I think and we've talked about it before, is maybe you get into lifting because you're going to power lift. Well, when it starts to get hard, a lot of people will stop. Like when it starts to get hard to get stronger, or you know what I mean? It's injury sets you back, then you're trying to come back from that and blah, blah, whatever. That's also a reason people quit. But like you said, just kind of switch what your goal is. You can still be strong. You don't have to just straight power lift. I mean,
Right.
You don't have to, gear towards that, but you can still move heavy weight. You can move some light weight. You can do whatever and still maintain a good amount of strength.
Yeah, I just remembering, like we were also kind of talking like, what would you tell your 20-year-old self? When you're 40, also remember you're not 20.
Yeah.
That's another thing to remember. You're not 20 anymore. You're not 25 anymore. Mm-hmm. There is a time, I mean, I'm getting closer to 50. Like there's a time where things have to change a little bit or you're going to quit.
Yeah. Or unless you're like Louis Simmons and you just start powerlifting again at like 50.
Yeah.
And then go till you're like 70.
Yeah. Those are rare exceptions though. I mean, most people,
Yeah.
a lot of people like grab an injury or their shoulders hurt or life or whatever. And they kind of like, you don't, just because you bench something when you were 30 doesn't mean you have to do it again when you're 50.
Yeah. That's how you can always talk about the good old days.
Right.
Otherwise, how are you going to talk about the good old days if they're still happening?
But but for me, like every one of my all-time PRs are like after the age of 45 or 44. Like I haven't. Yeah, my squat PR was when I think I was 44.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
You were late to the game or what?
a little bit, but it was also like, yeah, I was a little bit late. I guess I started lifting probably when I was 25, but I really didn't start powerlifting or lifting super heavy until I was in my 30s.
Yeah. And also, I'm not saying you can't push the limits. You can still power lift. Also, I'm not saying you can't.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I have some clients that are in their 60s that are powerlifting, and that's great.
well, once again, I guess kind of my point is like, don't be afraid to change technique. Or if something hurts, you don't have to just grind. Like, there's certain pains you can grind through. There's certain pains that are telling you, hey, you got to change something. I don't do anything out of my shoulder box. My shoulders are bad. I tore both labrums. So everything is within my shoulder box.
Yeah.
So my pull-ups are within my shoulder box, my press, but I was able to 300-pound strict press before I had a heart attack.
Like shortly before.
Shortly before, yeah.
Like moments, days?
Yeah, months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Not a lot of months.
Not a lot of months, maybe like 2.
Hey, you got that box checked, though.
Yes, 2 months ago.
Yeah. But even my shoulder press was right on the inside knurling. Like, I couldn't go wide.
I've always pressed close anyway.
Yeah. My bench press is right there. There's a lot of things, like changing your foot position. So your knees are like a little bit wider if you're squatting.
Changing your foot in versus out, widen your feet out, sitting back onto a box, going onto a higher box. You can work down to a lower box. You can keep a lot of things running for a long time.
I mean, right now, that bear squat machine has been a game changer for me. I know the weight doesn't translate. It's
Not like even close.
It's not even close. But
Shut your mouth like a leg press. Direct translation.
Yeah. Maybe on that blue one.
That blue one's hard.
Yeah.
that blue one is hard.
Yeah.
That is not your normal leg press.
Yeah, you're fighting gravity there.
That one's great. Yeah.
When people like want to like load it up, I just want to be like, yeah, go load that
Yeah.
one up.
Go do that one. Yeah.
Is that like that time that kid loaded the belt squat and got stapled and Matt just laughed at him and said, that kid's stuck on the belt squat?
It was great. 'Cause he was like looking around. He's like, help.
And then he's like,
Help.
oh, my foot slid. And I was like, no, it didn't.
No, dude.
He had like 3 plates on each side. And I was like, I don't think you know what you're getting into here.
You just got smushed.
Yeah, not the same.
It is kind of funny though, because when anyone does like the pendulum squat,
Ooh, soul crusher.
I kind of want to like just like have them loaded up. I like
Yeah.
want to encourage.
No, they're like, oh, I did it. And then you watch them and they like quarter squatted it. And I was like, no.
No.
No, go all the way down.
That's, and you know what? Here's my thing. If you want to squat with a barbell and you squat high, that's fine. Like that's how you're trained, whatever you're doing, right? You know what I mean? But the idea of the pendulum squat is to be way down there.
Yeah.
That is the whole idea of that machine. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do it, then do it. Like I said, if you're going to squat and you just squat like super high because you want to do some slight knee bends, that's fine. Like that having a barbell on your back, you can do all kinds of different shit with it, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But if you're going to get on a machine, that'd be like getting on a leg extension and like doing it like completely backwards somehow. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to use the machine, use it for what it's for.
Right.
I shouldn't say that because you can't do variances on a machine. But the idea that makes the pendulum squat what it is that
Right.
There are some very specific machines that
yeah.
there are machines you can use other ways.
Yes.
Right. But there are some machines that are very specific in their purpose.
Yeah.
And there's no point in doing a quarter pendulum squat. Go do a quarter anything else. The pendulum squat is made to put your ass to the ground and your soul to leave your body.
Yeah, your
Yes.
hamstrings and your calves are touching at that point when
Yeah.
you're on there. We had a kid one time when we first opened, and the reverse hyper used to be up front. Do you remember that? And then I had that leg extension, leg curl machine.
Yep.
And there was a kid that was on the reverse hyper, like trying to use it as a leg extension. He was trying to get his feet in the strap, and then he comes over and he was like, how do I use this as like a leg extension? And I was like, I would just use the leg extension that's right next to it.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't, oh, I didn't know that was there. I was like, that's literally right next to it.
Well,
I have used the reverse hyper as a leg extension though.
you sit on top of it.
Yeah, I sit on top of it. I did for a lot when I was trying to do a lot of PT to like get stuff back. I would just use that for the weight, but you're doing like 100, 200 reps for it. It was like easy to just sit there. But that had a purpose. But yeah, if you're trying to do like actual leg extension stuff with it, probably not the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see a lot of interesting lifting because of my traveling and going to like Planet Fitness. I see a lot of stuff and I find myself being like, oh, why would you fucking do it that way? Like, that's not the right way to do it. And then I have to like reframe and be like, hey, they're here. Like they're at the gym. It's 5 a.m. They're doing something fucking awesome.
So do you assume that someone is just fucking dumb when they're doing something, or do you ever like ask, like,
I never give unsolicited advice.
You don't go
no,
over
do you
and be
ever
like,
ask
hey,
why are you doing that?
No.
you never go over and be like, you look really dumb. Why are you doing that?
I mean, I tend to ask. Like I asked the guy the other day on Wednesdays. I work out at the Genesis in Lincoln, and a guy was like lat pull down machine, and he was doing like curls.
Oh, I've done those before back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I was just asking. I was like, why are you like doing that? And he's like, it really like works this like top head of your bicep. And I've lifted enough to know that bodybuilders do some weird shit, but it works,
Yeah.
right? Like bodybuilders can do some weird things, but when it comes to targeting a muscle group, they're pretty fucking smart about it.
Yeah.
So I got in there and did that. I'm like, holy shit. Like it's just like the very tip top of your bicep head. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense.
I forgot. Yeah, we'd pull a bench over by the lat pull down and then curl down to your forehead.
Yeah, this was like behind his neck.
Yeah.
Like, and it actually worked. I was like, oh, cool. And then like I saw a guy, like people were these guys were like talking shit about him on like Instagram. They're like, this is not how you do a pull up. But this dude, like giant black guy with just a massive back, and he was like super wide pull ups and just doing like quarter pull ups. And they're like, this is not how you do a pull up, and they're like making fun of him, right? And I'm just like, well, the guy's freaking huge. Like I would be like, hey, what are you trying to isolate there?
Yeah.
Because you have a giant back, and like I would like to have a big back as well. So
right. Yeah. No, I'd say most of what I see is just like the typical stuff you see in the gym of people like
just like Tom fuckery.
Yeah, just like you want to do more weight and stuff. And
I always like the one where they do like a lat pull down that comes all the way down and turns into like some kind of tricep extension at the bottom, where they'll pull all the way down and then they're like they come down and then they like start turning the bar down like towards their waist. There used to be a guy when I worked at 24 Hour that would do that, and I was like, that's like a lat pull tricep extension. Maybe he's doing both.
Most of them I see are like the lat pull down that turns into a row. It's
they lay
pull
all the way
down
back
and like lay back to like get the motion and stuff. But again, I try, like my initial reaction is to be judgmental and be like, man, come on, like that's not even a real, like you could get so much more out of it. But then like I try to reframe it like, no, like they're here. Because like especially when I travel, I go in the morning, so it's 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, they're fucking here. There's so many other people not doing anything, so like, good on them.
I'm sure I am judgy. It probably depends on what the person looks like. Like if they look like they're in shape and they're doing something, I'm probably like, oh, why are you doing that? If they don't, I'm probably like, you're an idiot.
yeah. And again, most of it's just kind of like, but I also
I'm
like,
sure that's.
I don't know if you guys do it, but like I look at that and then I also like will have moments that I'm like, was I like that at some point? I'm sure I was. I'm sure at some point in my lifting career, someone was looking at me and be like, what a stupid fuck.
I mean, we've all missed the rack at some point.
Yeah, or missed the rack or like wanted the ego lift and like just did whatever. And
I don't think I've ever tipped a bar off a rack though.
What do you mean?
Like where you take all the weights off one side.
Oh no, I've always been scared to death.
yeah.
I mean, I remember the mirrors getting broken at 24 Hour.
Yep.
Someone pulls like 3 plates off one side. Like it should have balanced.
It probably took me 15 years to leave 2 plates on one side. Even though I knew you could have.
On a deadlift jack.
Yes.
It'll tip off a deadlift jack.
Yeah.
If you leave 2 plates on one side.
But I know that the bar's balanced to do 2 plates on a side. You can have 2 and 0 or 3 and 1. But I like, and even sometimes like here, like I just don't want Brett to pull that video if it's that.
Like I don't want to be on the video
I
anymore.
don't. So like I'll just like do like it's only 1 extra
Yep.
because.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, oh, it's 2, but I had 2 and a 10. Will this work? Like
How many more past 2?
Yeah.
Like what past 2 is the
Yeah.
limit?
Which is like the first time you do it's like very fascinating. The physics of that's very fascinating. When you figure that out in life, you're like, how is this happening?
Yeah.
Watching the bar flip up.
No, how you can have 90 pounds on one side and nut on the other and it stays there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I grew up lifting on a bench at my house that was like the shoulder width bench.
Yeah, the narrow ones. That's
So you had to like,
dangerous.
if you put like a 5 on the one side, you had to like walk your hands down the bar and then grab the 5 and put it on the other side.
Well, on the jack ones back here,
Yeah, if you have the hooks in on the monolift.
and you have them in, it's the 1 plate. Like you don't.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's why I always tell people move the hooks back out when you're done.
The gym at the college I went to in South Dakota had the super narrow benches, but they had attached like a chain on the back. So like when you put the bar in there, you loop a chain over and hook it on.
Oh, so
And then you could
flip
like
off.
put all the weight on it and do that. And then like take the chain off because otherwise like you put any weight on and someone has to hold the other side or you have to do it at the same time.
Or you got to slide the bar all the way over.
Yep.
But yeah, they just put like, I had like a little chain on there and flipped it over.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm an engineer.
Yeah, physics is a weird thing.
That it is. That it is.
Yeah. But I think, I just think keeping yourself, getting into something when you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
Or having something.
Doing stuff. And like the things that I've seen now, like partially through like all of like us and our friends group, like all of our parents are older and stuff. And so we see like their habits now. And then through the fire department, seeing like the people that are still active, it's always the ones that are active now are the ones that have been active, that like did stuff their whole life and they just kept doing things. Maybe not all the same thing, but they kept doing. Like I was at my old 25-year high school reunion last night talking to a friend, And I really liked her dad growing up. And Tim was big water skier, like been skiing forever. He's 73 and still water skis just about every day during the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, and the other thing is, and we all know, if you don't do anything, like your brain has nothing to do. You got to keep your brain occupied. Like, I'm not saying don't sit and watch TV ever. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? But if that's all you do is just sit in a chair all day and watch TV, there's no real brain activity for you.
Right.
No brain activity, no physical activity.
Yeah. Your body's just like, well, like if you want to see someone, if you want to watch someone die, watch them retire and not do anything. And you'll see them weekly get older.
We talked about this, I think, last week, just like the grip strength and Alzheimer's. You know, it's not about grip strength, it's about doing things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Just the
like the
proxy,
more
but-
active that you can be, the better off your life's going to be. What sucks is like we work for, 40 years or more. And then like your retirement years are supposed to be like the payoff for that,
Yeah.
not the sit in my chair and wait to die period of time.
I was just talking to a gal in the office when I was out there, and we were talking about that because there's another gal who works there who is like doing all the things. So she lives in the gal who's doing all the things lives in Connecticut, has been big into land speed racing for a long time, like going out to the salt flats,
Oh,
doing
wow.
like
That's
doing
where they
that
set
stuff.
like all the records. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stuff. So she has or has had a few like female land speed records and whatever their different classes are and stuff. And so she was doing that, and then met a guy, and he was kind of starting to get into like speedboat racing. And so she's like, cool, that sounds fun.
That shit's
And so
scary.
now they're doing like speedboat racing, but like they're out there doing that. And it's not like she doesn't, like there's some people who I feel like just work just enough to go do all this stuff. So she's a little bit past that, but like they're like traveling, doing a bunch of stuff and like doing all the things now. And we were talking about that. Like you dedicate so much time to working. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that stuff when I retire. Or I'll do that stuff later. And it's like, or what if you did that now?
Right.
Or parts of it now, right? And I think some of that is like staying physically active and preparing to be able to do stuff later. I call it the line of independence. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but like everyone has this physical capability line of independence where like as long as you're above that, you can live independently on your own and do your own stuff. You fall below that, and obviously you need assistance. And it is rare for people to, as they age, to have an event in their life where they fall below the line of independence and then get back significantly above that line of independence.
Right.
Like they break a hip, do whatever and stuff. But like now, and even into your 40s and stuff, like that's the time you can make improvements or at least maintain that some of that delta between the line of independence and how high you can perform. And then when something does happen, because you're going to deteriorate, and that was one of the things I was looking up was like the muscle loss, strength loss, speed and power and all that stuff that you lose over time. And so like, so your ability to stay at this height, it's only going to go down as you age. And so like here now is still a time where you can try to like keep that up and like stay high in that a big delta in there. So like as that natural degradation happens and then something catastrophic happens, like you can still stay above that line and do all the things you want to do.
Like to your point, a lot of when we get older, I think part of the problem for that when people are like quit working out is it feels like you're just doing stuff to maintain, right? Like you're no longer progressing, or not progressing at any kind of the rate that you used to.
Right.
It's the same thing for new lifters though. They come in, they get a bunch of newbie gains, and then the hard work starts. And they don't want to.
Sucking them out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're done. Like their bench doesn't go up 20 pounds a week, like. But I think when you're, 40, 50, like sometimes it's not about always just getting stronger. And I think that's frustrating for people. They feel like they're just like kind of spinning their wheels. But to your point, is that you're maintaining longer.
Yeah.
Like if you stop, you're just going to go down.
Yeah.
Like there's father time is undefeated.
100%.
So
Yeah.
like at some point in time, the longer you can hold that off or the more you can slow the curve going down, the better off you are
Yeah.
long term.
Like this compiled some of like the muscle loss data and stuff. And so if you give muscle mass loss a value of like a 1.0, you're over, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3 to 5% per decade or something. But just say muscle mass is a 1. Strength loss per decade is 2 times your muscle mass loss. Speed is 2 times, but power is 3 times. And they just pulled up this somewhat recent study that showed over 40, lower extremity power output declines about 1% every year. So like that's your cap is going to be going down 1% every year. So if like even if you're just maintaining, like if you maintain though, and that's where I would wonder,
You're
I think
slowing
you'd be
the
able
curve.
to. Yeah. Like, so if your cap, like, so say your cap's 100 and you're at 70, right? Your cap can go down, but maybe you can keep close to that 70 until eventually it catches up, that delta closes, and then you'll start to come down. But like
That was a survey in people who are currently working out, though,
some of it is,
because we mentioned like Louis Simmons, and like there's all these, and not just there's plenty of other people. But at what point do you? I mean, he kept getting stronger. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think he wasn't as strong as he was at his peak.
I don't know. He had some pretty significant numbers into his 60s.
He did.
Like, didn't he squat or didn't he pull or squat 900 or something like that at like 60
Yeah, maybe.
or something over that? Like, he had some pretty, you know what I mean? So, does your ability to gain strength actually ever
Well,
stop?
he was also on a lot of juice.
Okay.
No, so like your natural ability would be down. Like he's not doing that without TRT, and he like I remember listening to his interview with Rogan. And
so good, such a good interview.
he's like, do you cycle off? He's like, why would you do that?
He's like, I've been on steroids for 35 years.
Right, like that helps. Like you still have to do something with it.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't think he was.
Well, that's his, when he was supposed to give a speech at the NSCA, and they were going to have him do it because of his steroid use. And he goes, you put a bench shirt and a syringe on that bench and let me see what it lifts.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I don't know if there's actually,
there is naturally. He's not squatting 900 pounds without test.
not granted, he had a squat suit on. Also, let's,
Yeah.
so,
Right.
Yeah.
but he's not doing that without test.
Sure. But I mean, yeah. So, but you still can. So, I mean,
You're still going to have some degradation. I think the part that would help.
But I mean, do you think it's more mentally sometimes for us that we just think like, well, like we've had injuries or we've had something, so it's more of a subconscious blocking yourself from getting stronger?
Well, no,
because like your shoulders are fucked up. But if you look at it, like, I bet you still try to like go real heavy on a tricep extension or and you know what I mean, and you're still push those numbers up.
Yeah,
So is it just in our head on some of the major lifts?
I don't think so. I think it's joint degradation, and
But that's like, so let's just say you got your knees fixed. Do you think
I
you
don't. I mean, I think because otherwise you'd see like powerlifters setting records in their 50s and 60s if like you had the potential to continuously get stronger.
is it injury and fear of more injury that why people stop? You know, like, because you hear a lot of like, you watch like West Side versus the World, and they're like, oh, I had surgery on this, or I had surgery on this, and whatever.
well, if we go with just basic physiology, your HMB production goes down after the age of like 30. HMB protects your muscle breaking down. Your test levels will start going down like around 28 to 30 for men. They'll start, I think peak is like 25 to 28. So at some point in time, I think physiologically, without the use of other things, you have a natural degradation. But you can also do things like TRT.
But yeah, so if you look at how many people are on TRT now, so you get on TRT, just a basic dose, not a
A therapeutic dose, not a...
yes.
Yeah.
And you And you can supplement HMB.
Yeah.
I mean, is there really? That's what I'm saying. Is it more get to be a subconscious thing too? Because in the back of your mind, like, I mean, we all have some kind of. The three of us have injured something where we're like, when we attempt whatever lift that is that injury is from, you're gonna in the back of your mind.
I don't think so, because I think like high performance athletes would then just continue to set records.
NFL players,
But give NFL players testosterone and maybe a little bit of growth. Do they play longer?
Let's take sprinters.
Yeah.
Like sprinters, if you could continually get stronger forever, you would have like 70-year-old sprinters. It's just setting records.
I will say, you said power, like speed. I feel like speed just goes. Like one day you were moving okay, and the next day, like you're not.
It's the day you're on a tailgate and you look at the ground and you're like, I can't jump off this. And then
you sit down to get off.
Yeah, that's when like it's changed. You're like, or like a chain link fence, and you're like, is there a gate? I can't jump this.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is just some natural.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, I'm not saying there's not. I think it subconsciously. I think it puts us further behind the 8 ball than we actually are.
It can.
Yeah,
I think subconsciously we get.
Yeah, you change your thing.
You lose faith in yourself subconsciously a little bit because, like I said, I've seen you go like stack out and do a tricep extension.
Yeah, I know I can't get hurt.
Well, you can, but yeah, it's a very controlled environment. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So you can't get hurt
doing a tricep extension.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say can't. Like I blow out my quads mowing my yard, so like it's possible.
But I get where you know what I mean? Or you're like, maybe you're doing curls that day and you're with somebody and you're like, well, I'm going to go 10 pounds heavier than I did before. You know what I mean? So I think that subconsciously we get ourselves further back than we actually are.
Maybe. I also think that there are just times when you're a little bit older and you're like, well, I can still do this, so I'm going to fucking do it. Like, but to your point, yes, when you've hurt yourself, we all have way less fear when we're younger because we haven't hurt ourselves yet. Yeah, it's really easy to like jump your bike off a ramp when you're 10, when you haven't hit the ground and like skinned your like body from head to toe. But as soon as you do that, so maybe that's part of it. But yeah. I do think there's physiologically just.
Oh, I think there is too. I just don't. My point is, I just don't think it's as much as I think we put it in our head sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe.
Because, if you were...
Okay, if you haven't benched for a while, how fast does that fall?
Well, we had this debate.
I know. It falls fast.
It does.
Right, so...
But if you start training again, it comes back pretty quick.
Yeah, to a point, but like...
But it's just because even though everybody thinks benches, that's always the question of, well, what do you bench? That lift has like no carryover to anything else.
Yeah, it does.
Picking up chicks.
Hey, it has a carryover to fucking everything cool in life, because if you can still bench 315 or 405 as you get older, people are like, damn.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you and your life as a socialite. I mean, as far as like, because so many other lifts, like if you squat, it'll carry over to your deadlift. If you deadlift, it carries over to your squat. There's nothing that bench carries over to. Overhead press will help your bench, but bench will not necessarily help your overhead press.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this. Bench will be the one thing I probably do until I'm 80.
I'm not saying it's not the one, but I think that's why it falls off so fast. Is because there's no carryover from anything else.
Maybe.
I mean, what other exercise other than some kind of bench, like dumbbell
incline bench, decline bench,
yeah, exactly,
flat bench, dumbbell bench,
shrimp fry shrimp, stick fry shrimp. Exactly. But yeah, that's the hardest part with bench, and that's why we talk about pressing movements drop off so fast. Even a direct overhead press, the only thing that carries over between the two is the tricep work, between an overhead press and a bench. But the movement of starting a bar off your chest for a bench or off of your clavicle for an overhead press, nothing else is going to train that for you except that movement.
But I can sure put suitcases in the overhead really well.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. How about you raise that suitcase out of the side, but you can't do that.
No, I got two arms.
Depends. Maybe it's little.
Yeah.
My personal item.
You have those days where you can like hold a 10, you like hand somebody a 10-pound plate one day, and the next day you're like, you gotta take it quick, hurts my shoulder. But yeah, I just think you gotta. You know, it doesn't have to be lifting, even though lifting does carry over to a lot of things later on in life. Plus, I think, you know, whenever you see someone like dying of a terminal illness, they don't die until they like completely wither away. So if you go into the hospital huge, you got more time.
You got more stuff for your body to eat while you die.
Yeah. What if you're big enough a cure comes around before you fucking die? Like,
Dude, speaking about being big enough, I worked with a guy at a moving company long time ago. Huge guy, big guy, drove a truck, got bit by a brown
I don't mean
recluse
fat.
spider.
I mean some muscle.
No, he's fat. Got bit by a brown recluse spider.
oh, I
right?
bet that thing fed so well.
He lived because he was so fat.
Oh, see?
Like he had so much mass. Like he was a mess in the ICU for a while, but like the only reason he survived was because he was so fat.
Well, we're all going to fall
I fell the other day.
Like metaphorically or like
physically.
physically. Okay.
Like as you get older. So the more muscle and stuff that you have, the less
adds the fall.
Yeah, the less likely you are to break shit.
And you can take a fall class. Like they'll teach you how to fall.
I 100% fell on the concrete in my garage and I was fine.
And you
How
complained
did you
about it a
do
little
that?
bit.
I was more of a laugh that I fell.
What'd you do?
I
was an
had,
earthquake.
Were you just
and-
walking?
A tornado, man.
So I went up on the first, we have like 2 or 3 steps in our garage. And I went up on the first step to open the garage door and I went to turn to go back down, but my one foot didn't turn. You know what I mean? It was like stuck to the step and then went down. But yeah, because like I said, if you're more dense, all I had was like my calf was kind of bruised for like a day. And then my like tricep was kind of sore for a day because I fell off. But as soon as I hit the ground, I was like, is anything broken? I start like moving my ankle in like a circle. And I was like, all right. And then you're like, what the fuck?
Do you ever get that time where you're walking and your knee just like quits being a knee?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had that, but I have it where it needs to crack.
Oh, mine will just like stop being a knee.
Like it doesn't bend or it just like,
It is like it has
Gives
like
up.
no resistance. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and you're just like whoop, like okay, there we go.
I've
I
had
did that
that
when I'm just standing there in the kitchen. I'm like, dude, whoa. And it just gives out. And I'm like, what the fuck, buddy?
I have that walk where then you're like, you're just walking and your foot rolls out to the side like your ankle rolls. Just walking, you're like, what the?
See, even walking's hard when you're in your 40s.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah, we used to have to walk beans when we were kids. And I fucking hated every minute of it, right? I don't know if anybody's ever walked beans.
No, I've done corn, not beans.
But you literally walk through a bean field and pull weeds. If you've never done it, it's not great. But my dad always be like, make your ankle strong.
That's true. That is.
From the
yeah.
guy who like broke his ankle when he was a kid and never fixed it. So it just like doesn't move.
Strong ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it strong for football. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, develop a hobby at a young age. Something you can keep doing. I mean, most hobbies you probably can't keep doing. I was trying to think of something that you can't do as you get older. But I think you can probably do anything, really. I don't know if there's any hobbies that are like age limiting. You can scale them all.
Yeah. I think scaling is the important part.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, fitness should be a part of it. Some kind of working out, you know what I mean? To maintain some strength level.
Yeah. I think like the weight room and some of the stuff is just,
Plus, going to the gym, you get to talk to people and hang out.
yeah, you get like a little bit of a social circle.
You
And
use your brain.
you can do the stuff, but it's just it's a very easy mechanism to train your muscles.
Yes.
So, although I met a fella I think we were in Alaska and I was talking to this guy. He lived out in the sticks, wanted to train, didn't have much. And so like he started by he had like rocks. And so he would just like shovel rocks into a wheelbarrow and walk them from one side of his property to like the other side and dump it and then shovel them back in there and do that. Like that's how he started training. Then he got some block and started doing some random stuff. So I mean, there's all kinds of ways to do stuff, but I think gym's just easy.
Yeah. Like I said, you also get the social aspect of it. Human beings, the human genome was meant to be social.
Socializing is exhausting.
Well, but it's meant to be social. COVID proved that that's true.
Too much socializing.
I played the fifth.
Anyway,
Thank you.
so yeah, that's our message for today. Find a good hobby. And also, like what you would tell your 20-year-old self, You also have to look at where you're at in life. Like there's a kid that used to come here and he wrote a paper about me when he was in high school. And he asked me if I would do anything different. And I was like, if you're in a good, whatever you did previously got you where you're at. So you have to look at that if you're good, bad, and different. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a butterfly effect. Anything you change could potentially change everything you have in your life.
Yeah. So everything in life is a learning experience, and what you do with that is going to change where you go. So I wouldn't change anything in my past. What got me here. But
well, like I heard something the other day. It's like anxiety is the fear of the future, and like depression is the regret of the past.
It's interesting. Yeah. That makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No regrets.
Yeah.
Not a single letter.
Yeah. But yeah, I think me personally, I don't know. I think it got me where I'm at, and is what it is.
You like where you're at.
Yeah.
You don't change anything.
I wouldn't change my past because what if it changed something that's really great now?
Right.
So
I mean, I would change like yesterday and just win the Powerball, but besides that,
we just need a
There's still a
DeLorean.
chance.
You just need a DeLorean that can go.
That's the cool part about time travel. It's relative whenever you get it.
Yeah. So, you guys got anything else?
nope.
No. All right, go find a hobby. One could be listening to our podcast. That's a good hobby.
It's a great hobby.
But thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share, follow. We'll see you guys next time.